Welcome everyone to Transform Your Career Workshop, Mastering the 3 Personal Drives that Lead to Career Fulfillment. My name is Andy LaCivita, and I am the founder of MileWalk and the MileWalk Academy and award-winning author of The Hiring Prophecies, and I have made it my mission in life to help people just like you lead rewarding careers and fulfilled lives, which is why I brought you this free workshop. I'm really excited about it. This is video 1 or lesson 1 of 3 big modules that are really going to help you get the most out of your career. Now, in this session, I want to set up what the whole program looks like. So I want you to understand some of the issues that I think we're facing today in our jobs and in our lives, and what we're going to go through to help you overcome these. And this workshop is really for anybody who is just starting out in their career. Maybe they're not sure what that first career should look like. Maybe it's somebody who questions whether or not they chose the right career. Maybe you're considering a job change or a career change, or maybe you even want to start your own business. Really, this is about making those inner drives that you have, these uncoachable elements, work for you. Now, when you think about the things that you can learn in your life and your professions and your jobs, I know that there are a lot of you out there. You come from many different walks of life. You have many different educational backgrounds. You have many different career and job-related backgrounds. This workshop is not about teaching you how to do your job. It's about getting those inner drives working for you so that you can maximize your performance and your enjoyment of whatever it is that you want to do. Now, you might wonder, well, how do I know this? Why am I qualified to speak about this? I would love to share a little bit of my background with you and the journey I've been on and how I've channeled a lot of those learnings into this. I started out as an engineering student. I got a degree in engineering, but I decided I didn't want to do that as a profession, and so I chose information technology and management consulting, and I spent 18 years doing that, consulting to companies, helping them fix their business processes, their software solutions, many different operational techniques that would help them improve their business. But I also did an awful lot of working with people and coaching them and mentoring them and hiring and managing them. And 18 years into that career, I wanted to change. I wanted to focus on what I loved doing the most, which was helping people. And so I made a drastic career change about 12 years ago or so. I became a recruitment firm owner, and I founded MileWalk so that I could focus on helping people all day, every day. That's what I love. I love helping companies as well. I just wanted to focus on helping both organizations and people get together so that they could lead and have rewarding relationships. And so I decided that I was going to be a premier source of aid in whatever way I could. At that time, it was all about servicing those organizations. But I'm now about to embark on a new type of work, which is a trainer. So these evolutions that I went through, these changes that I made, they were drastic, they were painful, and I learned an awful lot from that. And I've channeled a lot of those learnings into this workshop. But I also want to tell you that when I became a recruiter, the most fabulous thing about it, now looking back on a dozen years, I've been able to help over 11,000 people in that time, nearly 12,000. And that's actually hand-to-hand, ear-to-ear, face-to-face, giving them guidance, watching them, figuring out what's working, what issues people are facing, and what confuses them, and what's worked. And of those nearly 12,000, I've actually helped more than 400 people find new jobs and actually take new jobs to lead better lives. And the most interesting part about those 400 and some odd people is 89%, almost 9 out of 10 weren't even looking to make a change at the time we did that. So they went through some of the exercises that I'm going to share with you in this 3-video series. It helped them. I know it'll work for you, so I'm really excited. And I've packaged it together. I've articulated it in a great new program, and I'm bringing it out to you. Now I want to talk about some of the problems that I think we're facing and some of the challenges that I think people are really, really struggling with. And I always look at kind of the old world and the new world. The old world, it was much more structured. You had far fewer companies. They tended to be larger. You had a steady career path. You didn't have as much freedom of choice as you do now. You went to your 9 to 5. Most people did. They had a trade or a profession that they stayed in for a very long time. My father worked for the same company for 44 years. I still can't get over that, but it just doesn't happen anymore. And now there are a lot more startup organizations. There are a lot more opportunities. The internet has created all kinds of opportunities for people that have have reduced the barriers that people have to start a new business, or to even my message that I'm sharing with you today. Without this vehicle, I never would be able to do it, at least not in this format. So, and especially for younger individuals, the internet has really reduced those barriers. Even if you don't have a lot of experience in a particular trade, you can get good at it very quickly, and you can share your expertise with the world. So what this increase in opportunities has done is it's created a lot of confusion. And not only are you confused by the opportunities that you see or are called about, or your friends show you, or you're following your social media feeds, and you're seeing new opportunities to try new things. All of that information, and it's so easy and at your fingertips, and it's all free. It's bite-sized, it's fragmented. These are puzzle pieces, and most people don't really understand what their puzzle picture looks like. So they get very, very confused because they have a lot of things coming at them. So one of the things that I've noticed is, if I could help people figure out and get that clarity and stay focused on what it is that they ultimately want to do with themselves and bring to this world, I think that when you have that focus and you have that clarity and you have direction and you know what steps to take, you have a lot more fun and you're a lot more successful. So that's what this workshop is about. Now, there's a couple of other things that I want to talk about before we dive into what the main content is and what the steps are that we're gonna take. The first thing is, I promise you, I know a lot of people don't like to make promises, but I promise you that if you come into this with a good mindset and you really believe in your ability to figure things out, and you go through the steps that I'm gonna give you. There are 5 steps that we're gonna cover to master these 3 personal drives. If you go through these steps and give me an honest shake and go through the steps in the sequence that I outline, and don't skip any steps, put the effort in, really do some thinking, I promise you that you are gonna come out of this with the clarity that you need, the focus that you need, and you are gonna be in one of 2, or if not both, enviable positions that a lot of people are not in. Number one, if you're happy where you are right now in your current company, in your current job, that's okay. But it's my belief you can always be happier. So the clarity that I want to give you, the tools that I want to give you, the instruction that I want to give you should help you evaluate your current situation and figure out how to maximize your enjoyment, how to make it even better without even changing roles or companies or position, whatever it is. Or the second thing is, it might, maybe 1A, it might surface ideas. It might give you insight into areas that you hadn't really thought about. You might take a deeper look and discover you're not as happy as you thought you'd be, or maybe there's more out there. For those people, or for people that are actively looking for jobs or maybe wanting to start companies, you are going to have a tool set where you're going to be able to evaluate your different options and know what's right for you. This stuff works. I've been doing it for 12 years. I've written books about it. I've spoken about it. I've collected data about it. And while I might not have all the answers, I have loads of experience and tons of data that support the conclusions I've drawn. So I want you to know that this will help you, and it makes no difference whether you're a clerk or $1 million a year CEO. The process is the same because you're a human being. And one other thing that I think is really important, just so you understand me, I have chosen happiness as my highest personal value, and everything that I do is based on constructing a rewarding career based on my happiness, and so I've let that be my guide, and I'm giving you that formula, and that's what this is about. I've placed my highest personal value on happiness, and I can teach you how to construct a rewarding career based on your happiness. So I hope that helps. Now the three drives You might have caught this from the video page or the website that we're using to distribute these videos, but there's three of them. Who you are, there's your why, or why you want it, and then there's the tools that you need, the whats. What do I need in order to make me happy, or what are the tools that I need in order to be able to fulfill the who I want to be and the why I want to do that. So those are the three drives. And the steps we're going to take is, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get you focused on your headline or your purpose. This is a statement or two that really gives you clarity about what you want to do with yourself and what you want to contribute to this world. And then we're going to go through three more steps that really focus on your why. Just because you say that's what you want to do doesn't really mean you're going to have the energy or the focus or be able to overcome the challenges if your why is not in order. So I'm going to help you develop that why. We're going to construct it. You're going to test it to make sure that you can overcome the obstacles that you will undoubtedly encounter in your life and not fall apart or crumble. And then I'm going to show you, not only do you have a good test and is it sturdy, but are you on the right track? We'll go through another little test, so to speak, where you will be able to confirm whether or not you're on the right track. And then the fifth step is going to be, how do you figure out what it is that you need in order to be happy as you go and you pursue who you are and why you want that. You need that combat gear. You need to be armed as you go into battle, so to speak, to make sure that you're in a position and in an environment to actually pursue these things and overcome the challenges, which is really where a lot of people fail, is because they're not armed effectively. Their intentions, their heart, they might be good, but they're just not armed well enough. So that's what this is about. So when you're, like I said, whether you're job searching or whether you're evaluating whether to open a company or whether you're considering your level of happiness in your current role, you will have the tools out of this workshop in order to be able to evaluate your options, whatever they might be. Now, what you won't have are the assets to actually advertise yourself and go hunt those opportunities down and interview well and network. There's only so many miracles we can work in a 3-video series, but I want you to know that I'm going to put you in a good position to be able to evaluate your situation and evaluate any options or opportunities that you surface in the market. So let's start with step 1. There is a worksheet that you can download. In this 3-video series, the worksheet will grow as the videos go on. So this first one has a lot of notes and instruction about how we're going to construct who you are. So the first thing that I would do is, if you haven't downloaded the worksheet yet, you might want to download that soon. It'll be a little easier to follow along. And one of the things that I want to forewarn you of, this first video is really about creating a rather simple sentence, but don't let the simplicity of the sentence minimize the level of difficulty that you're going to go through or the thought that you should put into this. I promise you, if you do this right, this will be one of the hardest sentences you'll ever write in your life, and that's who you are. And I'll decompose it here for you and give you some instruction. That's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out, where is your focal point going to be in life? And there's 4 really, really key things just philosophically about this. It's going to help you understand and actually remind you, as silly as that sounds, but you're going to need reminding as you go through life, what's important to you in your life. The second thing is, it's going to keep you focused. In this world of many distractions, you are constantly seeing new things or being introduced to new things. People get very distracted. It's one of the biggest reasons why people don't follow through with their aims and their goals. So it's going to keep you focused. It's going to remove those distractions, and it's going to serve as something you can use to test whether or not something you see is worth your time and whether you should bring it into your life or your career or whatever it is. So that's the third thing. And the fourth thing, probably the most important thing, is it's going to attach meaning to your life. And I'm going to get more into that as we go through it. So here's what it does. If you think about who it is you are or what it is that you want to do, the first element to this sentence, who you are or what you want to do, this is really about what you want to bring forward to the world. The second element is, for whom do you want to do it? And the third element is, how will they benefit? So how will those groups, those people, those companies, whatever it is, organizations, nonprofit organizations, or any kind of efforts you want, how will those people benefit? And the reason that there are these three components is those individuals who combine their own needs and attach meaning to how it will benefit others, those people tend to be the happiest in the world. When you do things solely for yourself, your why tends to run out. But if you're serving others, you always seem to have something pulling you toward benefiting people, because the world is bigger than you are. So I think if our lives, they become more meaningful when we simultaneously combine our own needs with the needs of others. And that's really what I'm trying to get at here. So if you think about who it is that you are, what it is that you want to do, for whom you want to do it, and how they'll benefit, and write that sentence out and live that, that's going to be the starting point for all the other things that we're going to generate, the whys, the tools you need, the environment you need to set up in order to be able to fulfill that. Now, let me give you an example. I already told you mine. 12 years ago, I developed my statement, which was, I want to be a premier source of aid for people to lead rewarding careers and fulfilled lives. Now, when I did that 12 years ago, and I was making that transition from information technology and management consultant to a recruiter or a recruitment firm owner, the way that I was doing it then was I was providing a service to organizations, and I was finding them people, usually difficult to find people or highly skilled people, and trying to bring the two of them together. So I was providing a service. It is a very different type of action on my part. There were certainly a lot of challenges that I was going through as a recruitment firm owner and starting a business, but that's how I was helping people a dozen years ago or so. Over the course of the 12 years that I've been doing this, the one thing that hasn't changed is my headline. It's the same. It's the same as it was in 2004 when I wrote it. But now the means by which I do that have changed drastically. I started blogging, which helped me reach more people. I started writing books, which helped me reach even more people. I started speaking. I went on TV, the radio. Now I'm channeling these workshops to you, and my YouTube channel, and these other various tools, podcasts, other tools that I've built. The hows are constantly changing, but my why hasn't changed and my headline hasn't changed. And we'll talk more about the why and the what's that you need in order to be successful as we go into the next couple of videos. But one thing that I want you to understand, using myself as an example, is that if your headline, if your purpose is true and your why is true, and you arm yourself effectively, you won't see a lot of changing. You won't do a lot of waffling. You won't do a lot of flip-flopping, and you won't be confused. Because anytime I wonder, I have a bad day, or I have a bad week, or a bad year, I look back at why did I get into this in the first place, and what is my ultimate goal, and why is it that I want to do that? And that hasn't changed. Now, the one thing that I want to forewarn you of is, as you write this statement, do not, I repeat, do not be concerned with how you will accomplish it. That'll come in the next lessons. We'll talk about that. But the one big mistake that people make before they do anything, before they make a career change, before they start training for a marathon, before they take up a sport, whatever it might be, is they look at how will I accomplish this, and not having those answers is what prevents them from taking the first step. Taking the first step, that's all you need to take. You just need to be clear on what it is that you want to give the world. We'll figure out, maybe even figure out together how to make that happen. So I want to give you that caution. So what it is that you want to contribute, or who you want to be, for whom you want to do it, and how they're going to benefit. So break it down into those three parts, follow the instructions in the worksheet, and then in the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll talk about your why, and we'll develop it, we'll test it to make sure that it can withstand time, and we'll make sure that you're on the right track. So put the effort in. I know it sounds simple. I know it just seems like one sentence, but this one sentence can give you such great clarity. It can really get you thinking about who you want to be and why you want to be it, and attach the meaning you need to in your life that keeps you going, because you're helping contribute something to this world and to others. Now what I'd like you to do, if you haven't downloaded the worksheet, download the worksheet, take a look at it, start filling it in, and we're going to build on it in the next couple of lessons. The second thing is, there's a comment section at the bottom of the video. There's a Facebook plugin or somewhere for you to be able to put some remarks in. I'm going to be looking at those. I'll try to respond to every single one of them as quickly as I can. But please, ask your questions. Let me know what you're thinking. And then lastly, if you would do me the favor of sharing this, if you like this video and you like this concept, this workshop concept, please share this. I really benefit from helping more people. I mean, I love helping more people. It makes me benefit by giving out to them. And I know there are a lot of others that that probably could use the help. So until next time, which is coming in a few days, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We'll see you in the next one.